Did Moses, the great prophet, ever actually argue with God? Or even rebuke him? It's a bold question, but the Bible gives a surprisingly complex answer. While he never stood over God like a judge, Moses had some incredibly blunt, raw, and honest conversations with the Almighty. And these moments show us something amazing about faith. Let's start at the beginning, at the burning bush. God calls Moses to free the Israelites, and Moses basically says, "No thanks." He argues, "Who am I to do this?" Then he says, "I'm a terrible speaker." And finally, he just begs, "Oh, my Lord, please send someone else." God gets angry, but he's also patient. He doesn't strike Moses down for his hesitation. Instead, he provides Aaron to help him. This wasn't a rebuke, but it was Moses pushing back hard against God's call. Later, Moses obeys, confronts Pharaoh, and what happens? Things get way worse for the Israelites. Their workload is doubled, and they're miserable. So Moses goes right back to God and says, "Oh Lord, why have you done evil to this people? Why did you ever send me? You haven't delivered your people at all." Can you imagine saying that to God? It's not a theological argument. It's a cry of pure frustration and confusion from a leader at his wit's end. He's essentially asking, "God, what is happening? This plan of yours isn't working." And it gets even more intense in the wilderness. The people are complaining non-stop, whining for meat instead of manna. Moses is completely overwhelmed, and he unloads on God. He says, "Why have you treated me so badly? Did I give birth to all these people? This burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you're going to treat me, just kill me now." It's one of the most desperate prayers in the entire Bible. Moses isn't accusing God of being sinful, but he is accusing God of giving him an impossible, soul-crushing job. It's a powerful example of bringing your burnout and pain directly to God, holding nothing back. But perhaps the most famous moments that sound like an argument are when Moses intercedes for Israel. After the people build the golden calf, God is furious and says, "I'm going to destroy them and start over with you." But Moses steps in and argues with God. He doesn't say, "You can't do that." Instead, he appeals to God's own character and reputation. He says, "What will the Egyptians think? They'll say you brought your people out here just to kill them." Then he reminds God of his promises to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Bible says, "The Lord relented." Moses wasn't correcting God as if God forgot something. He was acting as a mediator, standing in the gap and calling on God to be true to his own merciful nature. God wasn't annoyed by this. He was inviting it. So, did Moses rebuke God? If by rebuke you mean proudly correcting God or accusing him of being wrong, then no. Moses never forgot who was God and who was the servant. But if you mean speaking with raw honesty about his pain, questioning God's methods, and boldly appealing to God's own promises for mercy, then absolutely, yes. The incredible lesson here is that God isn't looking for followers who just smile and nod. He can handle our questions, our frustrations, and even our complaints. A real relationship with God has room for that kind of brutal honesty, as long as it comes from a place of underlying faith and humility. Moses' example shows us that it's okay to wrestle with God, to bring him our confusion and pain, and to boldly ask for his mercy. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the Bible. See you next time.